Hi everyone, my name is Katie. Welcome to my page Red's Stitchery and let's chat about cross stitching. Today I would like to share with you what I've been stitching for this couple weeks, and we're going to start with only one as for right now finish that I have. But first I will remind you that I'm participating in SAL by Yulia Sergeyenko. When these charts will be available, because you cannot join the SAL anymore, I will let you know in the future videos. As for right now, these charts are available only for participants in the SAL. So I know a couple people commented on the previous video. I'm so sorry, there's no charts available for sale right now. So as soon as it will be happening, I will let you know. But I would like to share with you that last time I finished this watermelon. This was a first chart that was sent to everybody, and I think there's 9 charts total in the whole SAL, but each next one that you're going to stitch, you needed to reach out to the designer, send her your finished result, and pick whatever next one you want to stitch. So everybody's stitching the watermelon first, but order of the ones that you're stitching after that, it's totally up to you. The last time I showed you, it was just stitched on black plastic, which I will leave a link in the description. But as you can see, I FFO it, which I put the felt in the bag. And of course, it already has all the little fluffs and cat hair. Let's just ignore it, okay? So just a regular black self-adhesive felt. I cut it all out with the scissors. Not perfect edges, but work with the best that I can. The more I cut projects like this, the better it will get at the end. And the last time I showed you the start of the next chart that I picked, of course it was a pomegranate, and now I have a finish. This chart, here, let me show you the sparkle. This chart was way more, I don't want to say difficult, but I guess in a way, where watermelon you could just grab the color and just stitch a big areas with that, and this chart it's just like a little areas here and there with one color. So the starting of this project was a little bit hard, but then as soon as I kind of got a first group of stitching, from there on I was able to do my favorite thing, which is grabbing the color and following it everywhere it goes, and like taking one color of the project at a time. Same thing, so the charts, if they're ever going to be available, they are charted with Preciosa beads, which of course I'm not gonna buy a bunch of Preciosa beads when I have almost full collection of Mill Hill. So as much as I could, I substituted with whatever I have. I believe, so I found these two matte colors. One is lighter and one is darker, so 32 and 31, and I used them around, but I stitched them with the same color of the floss, so you cannot really tell the difference. However, that red color that I use, I also used in the middle. Then Petite Cream. I'm showing it just in case if you're ever also going to stitch it, and just giving you an idea of what I use. So the Petite Cream, I used this color of Mill Hill. For the gold and the crown of Mill Hill, I used this one. And no, that was too purple. So no, it's not this one either. Where is it? This one. So 02012 I used for the middle, and you need just like 3 beads. My goal was I didn't want to buy any more beads. I was dedicated to use what I have. I stitched so much Mill Hill and other beaded project that I have quite a collection. So my goal was really to use what I have, and I didn't want to buy any more for this particular projects. And for the pink that goes right here at the end of the pomegranate, I used 03051. So here's the beads that I use for this project. But you also can notice the biggest difference, I think, between them. It's that pomegranate are used with lots of big beads, and beconuses. So that was fun and a little bit challenging, but also very happy that I'm such a hoarder collection craft related things. I save everything, I collect everything. Every time I see something, I buy it just to have in a collection. And I was very happy that here and there through these years I've been buying or getting or finding a little beads. So I've been collecting them, and here it's finally paid off. I think every single red bead I had pretty much is here. I barely have any left. The hardest one was to find in my stash already. It's the big beads. So I have one, two, and they huge. If you look on the side, look how much they sticking out to compare to everything else. And then I didn't have any more big beads, and I didn't want to buy it and wait for it. I was dedicated. I was in the mood to finish this project. I also found this type of sparkly things. I don't know quite the name of them, but they have like a holes on the side right here, and they like a cone flat shape, so they very sparkly. And technically there should be more bigger beads, but I was using the smaller one and just filling up with the color around it, crosses, or added more regular beads, because again I didn't want to buy anything. I checked my whole stash. I did not have such a big size of beads at all, even any other colors, besides maybe clear, but it wasn't moody enough for it. So my idea was to just use the beads the size that I do have, and whatever it cannot cover, that space that was given for the big bead, I will just do crosses with the floss and add a couple regular red beads around it. Overall, I'm happy with that. It's super sparkly, like compared to the watermelon, because the watermelon has a lot of beads. I think there's around 500 beads in here, but none of them are like beacon or any other fun things besides regular beads. So you can just see how different and sparkle they are. So because the box of Pandora was open and I remembered that I have all those fun beacon beads and all of that, I'm in the mood now to add them pretty much everywhere else. So we'll see if this idea will work for the future projects from this cell. But now I'm keeping in mind that I can totally add more, at least like beacon, like this type of beads, this one, the beacon, somewhere else. So now I'm like, challenge accepted, where else I can add fan beads just to use them, because why they sit in there. And if you watch my previous video, I told you that the next project I want to stitch, would be corn, because it's nice, it's cute, it's harvest season, right? But I'm like, okay, I have this amount of red floss already in this madness. Might as well finish all the red projects that are in this cell. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stitch tomato. I'm gonna stitch tomato next, get rid of all those red colors, and be happy with that. So instead of following the plan that I originally had, I decided to go with the tomato, even though it's like I didn't really want to stitch it, but I'm like, okay, since all the red colors are already right here, might as well use them, you know, before putting them away, and then take them again and do all the steps. And unfortunately, you cannot see what colors are used in particular pattern until you get it. And when I get it, I studied it. Tomato is not red, tomato is orange. If I checked everything correctly, none of the colors that are going to be used in tomato have been used in the previous projects, which shocks me, because I was sure that tomato going to be in the same colors because it's tomato, it's red. But no, so far, orange colors only. Oh my goodness. Same stitching on a black plastic canvas using Wonderland Crafts magnetic frame that are also great for Mill Hill kids. And so far already there's around 13%, and I think it's going to be a quick, hopefully easier finish soon, because it's already way easier than pomegranate. You just taking a color and you fill it up and it's gone. I'm taking the second color right now, that 900, very orange color. I'm gonna walk all the way up and then it's gonna be gone. So tomato should be way easier than the pomegranate was. So I'm kind of curious to see how fast I will be able to finish it. Okay, and now I'd like to share with you the other projects and other whips that I've been working on. I didn't do lots of progress on all of them, but after finishing, I guess, my main big finish of September, which was Lavender and Lace Angel of Summer, I kind of was so distracted. I wanted to work on all the projects that I have. Didn't really know what to concentrate on, so I have a little project, a little progress, but everywhere. I'm not gonna show the Angel of Summer in this video because I made a full dedicated video just for that project. If you missed it out, it's just the previous video on this channel. Let's talk about this one. This is Riolis. This is St. Basil Cathedral in Moscow. I just call it Moscow. That's the code name. I've started it in September, I think December of 2022. This is not my oldest whip, but it's second oldest whip that I have in my all whips. And the goal for this year was to reach out 75% done. The reason for that, you will think like just finish it. This project altogether has 50,000 stitches. It's all the crosses, back stitching, all the details together. It's around 50,000. Last year I achieved 50%, so exactly half of the project was stitched. And this year I am trying to do like half of the half, and then this area I'm just gonna keep for 2026, and I'm gonna finish it then. It's not a hard project, but it's one of those that it's been in my whips for too long. I've seen so many mistakes that I've made, so many things I would do differently, that it's just hard for me to work on it, but I don't want to stop either because I put a lot of time in this project. Enough talking. So the last time I showed you, I think it was around 66%, and now I moved it to 72.7%. If I have a before picture, I will answer it here, but basically this and some of the sky in here all new. I also finished the empty spaces in here. So I finally, it finally happened, achieved a third corner of this project. And it doesn't look like 75%, huh? But I almost hit the corner here too. It will be somewhere right here. And just all the space need to be filled out, which is lots of it. It's just the sky. It's not a hard stitch, but so many things I would done differently now. And it's one of those that I just want to finish. And I don't know what to do with it at the end. Maybe make a very big pillow to use when I stitch for my bag. And I hope you will share this happiness with me, because achieving a third corner or almost achieving the goal of 75 on such a big project, it's a big deal. It is easy. I set up a goal for myself, 75, because it's like a minimum that I want to achieve this year. If that happens, that by the end of the year, I will feel some kind of affection for this project, and I'm like, oh my God, all of a sudden I fell for it and I want to keep working at it. Of course, I'm going to keep working at it, but I have so many projects that my attention is full in right now that, oh my goodness, I just noticed it. See how old it is? Yeah, let's just ignore it. Basically, I have so many other projects that are really calling my name that I'm remembering about this one. I'm very excited to finish it, but it's not my priority. So it's easier for me to stitch it by portion and finish it in 2026 than concentrating my whole attention here and, not stitch what I actually want to stitch. So I think to do 2.3% by the end of the year, it's very possible. So 1%, it's 500 stitches. And just to see how tired I was after 3 days of stitching this project, the first day I was stitching it, I stitched 1,400 stitches. Second day it was 1,200 stitches. On the third day I stitched only 700 stitches. So you can just tell that I started it with such a big enthusiasm of, okay, I'm gonna put a big progress in it, and by the third day, 3 days, it's the max that I could work on it. I was like, okay, put it away till next month or something, because yeah, I'm tired. So I think 75 by the end of the year, very possible to do. Looking forward to it, and let's move on. I'm very excited to show you progress on the oldest whip that I have in my whole whips. I'm just gonna show you the preview like this. If you guys interested in this chart, let me know and I will try to find a designer and leave a link where to find it. But this is beautiful red hat with the book, and this is my oldest whip. I've started her sometime in the fall of 2022, and I already told you so many things what's wrong with this and why it's still my whips and why it's still not finished. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much to all of you that commented me the ideas of how to get rid or how to cover the pencil grid. I'm gonna try them all if it's needed. Okay, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing it, but let me kind of walk you through what is happening. Right now she's done at 83%, and what's new, I finished completely this part of her coat. Right here it's gonna be continue of the book and her glove, and then I still need to finish the coat right here. Afterwards I will do the back stitch, or maybe I'll wait with back stitch. Right, let's stop at the moment where I just completely finished the crosses. After that, I also still haven't done her eyes. She still has no eyes. So after I complete all the cross stitching, I'm going to go ahead and try to do all the manipulations that you guys do recommended to me, like soaking her in a soap more, using different type of soaps. I kind of just wanted to finish the stitching just in case if the color will change slightly, at least it will change on the whole project, and not like washing her, maybe slight like brightness of the color gonna get lost, and then stitch more and this whole piece gonna stand out. So I decided that I'm gonna finish all the crosses, then I'm gonna wash her with all the recommendations you guys gave me, and then from there on we will see. But there's still a lot of beads needs to be done, still leaves around her, and of course her gloves and this part, and then back stitch. So I think the leaves I'm just gonna do last. I'm gonna finish here, do her eyes, try to get rid of the pencil grid, and then afterward do the beads, the leaves around it, and of course the back stitch. I am dedicated to finish her. Thank you so much for your support and commenting on those videos. I appreciate it a lot. She's gonna be finished. I also really love the idea. A couple people recommended it to change the grid, especially like on a background. Especially like on a background, make it metallic. So if I could not get rid of this grid, stitch above it with metallic and give her like a plaid type of background. I really like that idea too. Add some metallic and all of that. I think that would be very pretty. But I just want to show you because I'm so proud of myself that I finally worked on her. Last year, I think I didn't work on her even a day. I finally finished this big piece of her coat, and I have so little to do. And then we're gonna give her a very good wash, hoping for the best that all of it gonna be washed out, and finally give this project the finish it deserves. Like, it's must be finished this year, no excuses. It's just must, because 3 years she's been in my whips, and it's time for her to be finished. And my previous teacher updates, I shared with you that I've started Mirabilia, the Goddess Garden. Always forget the name. Yep, Goddess's Garden, or the fountain. And here's my small progress in it. And so far, all I can say, so far I love it. So far it's gorgeous. The beads are sparkling. I do stitch beads with just DMC floss that I have the closest color to it. But most importantly, I want to show you this. 2 colors, right? 3021, 3021. I actually ordered 5 of these out of 1 to 3 stitch at the same time. But you guys, they are completely different. More greenish gray, and this one is more brown. same color, came in the same order from the same store. Look. I didn't pay attention at first, so I grabbed the greenish one, started stitching it, and then I couldn't find the one of these that I started. I'm like, well, I bought five of them, so I grabbed the next one, started stitching it, and the difference was so huge. So it's very important, make sure if you can predict, or if it says in the chart that you need like 2 spoolies of here, 3 of these, 2 of these, make sure they all same color, because these two are obviously different. In real life it's even more noticeable. Like this is like brown, just a brown color, where here it's greenish gray, and when you start stitching it there's a huge difference. So be careful, especially with this color. And for this project you do need at least 2 of these full ones, because you stitch a lot with that. So here's all the info so far I can give you in this project. Make sure you have the same type of color of DMC floss when you're starting the project. I worked on it I think one evening before, since I showed it to you last time, so there's not much. But right now it's I really wanted to get to the flowers, to this part, because it's the fun part. So instead of moving across, I decided to move down, so I finally can at least have a little bite. So, and you know, because just by looking at the preview, you know it's not going to be difficult, but it's going to take a little bit time, because there's a lot of colors in this flowers that dropping. So, and this is very boring to stitch because it's just stitching with one color. So I decided to make the stitching is more interesting. I will stitch a couple rows with one color, a couple rows with this lighter green, finally get to the flower, stitch part of the flower, so the stitching it's not boring. And here's my small progress so far, but it's already 8.5%. Very tiny little progress on my Celestian Dragon by Teresa Wenzler. I remember I need to make a review on those frames in the stand. I remember about it, but I'm still testing things out and changing them a little bit. I keep working on this corner. Right now this project is stitched to 12%. I'm hoping soon to finish this corner. All of this floss, it's important there, it's needed, it makes my project a little bit easier to work on. I understand what's happening. Probably for you all this floss looks like the same color, but it's not. And I've started the petite, like the writing inside of it. Sad note, I do not have a cranny that needed for this project, the gold one. It should be 002 vintage braid number 4. I don't have it, and I don't even have any vintage 002 at all, just to see the color, and online pictures just not the same. So I'm kind of sad about it, cannot find it anywhere, because I wanted to do all the back stitching right away, so I don't have to come back to it later. I just want to stitch the whole thing right away, scroll the frame, finish the bottom part of it. So I might will just have to substitute with any gold that I have in my stash at all, because again I do not want to leave it for later. So here's my small progress on Celestian Dragon by Teresa Wenzler. As I told you, there's lots of small progresses on lots of projects. Let's move on to new starts. This is Jim Shore Mill Hill Collab Harvest Trio. Adorable birds sitting on a pumpkin, and as you can see, that's the figure that Jim Shore made. I was trying to find it, but I wasn't able to, because I think it's very pretty to have it just like actually a little figure on a desk or something. But here's my start. There's already 12.6% is done. As you can see, I started doing the beads right away. So we have a blue ones, which is 02091. I stitched them with the DMC floss that goes with it, which is 792. They're like a perfect match. And a black, there's a black petite beads. Most of them are around, like right here, the silhouette of the bird. And those you stitch with full cross, and I use the black beads and of course the black floss 42014, just the regular petite black beads. And now I'm like, okay, great, I'm gonna have beads and stitching done at the same time, but how I'm gonna move my hoop? I did not think that through, and I don't have any small frame, so I don't know what I'm gonna do now. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I cannot put the hoop above the, on beads. It's gonna pinch them and break them. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do now. Soon I will have to figure it out, and I will let you know what I will come up with. I don't know what to do. That was not smart. But even if I wouldn't do the beads, I still don't have such a small frame, or like I honestly don't know what to do. And this was barely fitting in this fabric too. So I guess when the moment will be here when I will have to move the hoop, I will come up with some kind of idea, and hopefully I will be able to share with you what I come up with. But I started from the middle, which this bird right here. I'm very excited to move to the pumpkin. I think pumpkin will be a fun stitch. And here's my small start. And one more start that I did during this couple weeks. Actually, I did it on Saturday, I think. This is Owl Forest, Singing of Night Birds, Pomegranate, something like that. They have a whole series where a little bit different flowers and main character, but they have in a different color. So I think like the green, the brown is kind of the same, but there is a main color always different. In this case it's red, there's also blue, green, yellow, and like teal color, I think, and purple, something like that. Of course I went with pomegranates because I love pomegranates, my favorite thing ever. And here is my start. I am stitching on 32nd count Lugana black. My first time ever stitching on black canvas that is not Ida but an even weave. That's quite an experience. The very good light is very important, otherwise I don't think I will be able to see what I'm stitching at all. As you can see, I started from the middle, stitch the pomegranate, and move on to the bottom piece. So here, right there, it's already the bottom of the project. I had some brown floss left over, so I started doing the closest brown color I could. So I did a little bit there, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move on to one side and then finish the other side. Now I'm gonna try to stitch them at the same time. I also decided not to care about symmetry in this project, like with variation floss. I do not wanna be bothered by matching the sides of the variation floss, as you can see. So like the bright brown over here, but it's over here, or like the red. We have that like a raspberry color to true red to lighter to again the raspberry color, where here it's like true red, lighter raspberry, true red. So I am not matching the way that variation floss goes when I'm stitching. You would think like a mirror parts, but I've decided I don't want to. I don't want to be stressed over it, and I think this way the project gonna be a little more interesting. And yeah, I don't want to match them. I already stitched one pomegranate by Owl Forest, like a Quaker, and in that case I did match everything, so one side of the pomegranate will be identical to another. And I think in that case, because the whole project was done in red floss, lots of like main characters, I didn't want it too much red. I wanted to be read like a nice big picture. So in that case I was taking my time, and I was caring about how the color's gonna lay, and it was important for me for them to match, to be identical. In this case, it does not matter. In fact, I don't want it. I do want it to be different, whimsical, interesting, because the project is super easy. You only use 4 colors, but the variation on all of them, it's so beautiful. What I love about Owl Forest, this is how their floss comes in. So they have 2 types of floss. They color, it's Penkai Minikirov and DMC. I do like the DMC more, even the other one is a little bit cheaper, but the other one, it's not like a whole string of the floss, not going to be the same size. There's a moment it's going to be, when it's going to be so thin it's literally will rip, or it's going to be so thick it looks like a knot. So I just prefer DMC, and all 4s already including this like a cardboard bobbins that are perfect for storing and using doing stitching. So for example, this green one, I did buy a whole pack that came. I did order a digital chart and I ordered a pack of floss. So you need 2 of each, I guess. One I already put on a bobbin, one is still waiting for me to use it. But look at this variation, it's so fun. From like forest green to teal, almost blue. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Red one, same thing. And I told you it's like from red to light red to raspberry color. So pretty. It's so fun to work with variation floss when it's like so actively variated, and the project is so simple that all that variation works great and you don't need to like think about it, you just stitch. The brown, also very pretty. From like sand light to dark wood to that bright almost orange, very pretty. And this like a sand, yeah, like a sand color, also very pretty. From almost yellow to that beige to sand. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. There we go. Show you a little bit closer on my stitching. I do close each cross at the same time, which is very uncomfortable for me because I do like to stitch in my row by row, but in this case, because variation on each color is so active, it does need to be closed at the same time, and because of that, some of the crosses look a little bit off, but I was expecting it. I'm working in it. I'm trying not to tie them as much so they're not too weird of the shape, but sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh, I should kind of slow down and pay more attention to the quality of the stitching. And one more thing, just to give you an idea why you need to subscribe if you haven't yet and watch my future videos, because I do have a very fun, very hopefully that I'm going to able to upload very soon project in the future that I prepared completely. I am so ready to start it. It's gonna be start right away after one of the finishes of the small projects that I do. I got Lizzie Kate, so I have now Santas, I have bunnies, and of course I got a Betty broomstick, and I got the vampire she also has from this collection, and I decided to start with this adorable witch. Look at her, she is so cute. Everything is prepped. Okay, I got fabric as it tells me to, fun orange colors, which I love, because on another side I will be able to stitch carrots from a future tree for cricket collection, cross-eye cricket that I have left. I have 2 more carrots to stitch and I was out of the orange fabric, so perfect, it's worked out great. Let me show you what comes in the pack with her. So this fuzzy, very fun floss, black color for her hair. This alone gonna be so much fun to do her hair with this floss. Look at her broomstick. This is so adorable. And I'm not gonna take these out of bag, but some black beads, stars, like a little accordion. It's gonna be a bow on her little cape, the stars on her dress. There's also little like gems that I will have to glue, but I don't see where where they go. I guess soon find out. So, but I think the broom and this fuzzy floss, it's the fun part of all this project. So I'm very excited to start her. And of course the floss, I am going to just play with that so much. I got the green, the purple, and the orange. So these three I do match with a vampire, which I'm going to show you in the future when I'm gonna start him. But these three, pumpkin, Paris green, and purple majesty, all three colors are needed in both of the projects, but I don't want to stitch all of it with as the chart tells me to. So I brought some fun colors that I think I will be able to play with. So regular purple goes in her dress, but I also brought this kind of purple, which is 550. It's Etoile DMC. It's the sparkling one. And instead of using the fuchsia acrylic in her shoes, I think I'm gonna stitch it with this floss. And it's like dark enough, but matching enough with these two purples. I also brought this orange just in case if I will wanted to substitute the carrot, because this one has also like golden sparkle in it. Of course, the black one. Maybe stitch the cat with the black sparkle or her cape, but I'm kind of afraid that then her hair will lost all the fun of the sparkling because they kind of matching too well. So might stitch her cape with just regular black floss, but give a cat a little sparkle because it's a magical cat. And then I brought white just in case. I don't know where I'm gonna use it, but just in case. And I even got another black Etoile DMC because for vampire you need a lot of black stitching done too. So here's my future fun project that I'm very excited to start. So if you want to see a start on it, and hopefully I will be able to FFO her and Dracula this year. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave me a comment. I'll appreciate it a lot. And I think on this, my fun stitching for this couple weeks is done. I think next week I'm gonna post my cross stitch haul, even though I'm trying to be good. I kind of lost a track of shopping. So I have another cross stitch haul video prepping for you. But yeah, I think that would be it. Let me know in the comments which project you were most excited to see finish or put more progress in, or maybe some whips I showed you in the past and you're very excited to see more progress in it or to it to be finished. So please let me know in the comments. If you don't want to leave me anything, send me a smiley face. That will help my videos a lot. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. I will very excited to see you next week, and enjoy your fall time, enjoy your stitching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.